Hey everyone. This episode is going to be slightly different. My friends and I were going to watch Chewu play a horror game and shoot himself, but something went wrong with his streaming software, so I proposed that we do a podcast-like thing about Celeste. In summary, 6 friends, myself, Dylan, Jay, Adrian, Rourke, and Issa sat around and talked about the themes and ideas portrayed in Celeste and how we interpreted them while I played through the next chapter in the story. Overall, this was a fun time with the friends, which I now feel like I know them a lot better, and as a result, I feel close to them. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Hey man, but food is good. Especially strawberries.
Oh, I got straight to Celeste.
Now,
What we did.
because I beat this level already and the recording was crap. So we're
Okay,
going
so-
back all the way from the start.
Wait, so you're just
I
gonna like
hear that
use
YouTube
this now?
cheated you.
Are you just gonna like use this now as like a continuation of your Celeste series, but now it just has the boys talking?
Yeah, it's just a more because this chapter has a lot of talking in it, like a lot of dialogue, and not there is gameplay, but it's more like sparsely.
We should each get a
Do you
live
like
feed.
digital rock paper scissors for who gets Theo's voice? 'Cause
No,
Theo's
I
actually
don't
that
want
for me.
I don't want to.
No. Let a bot join, like a D&D bot.
We are not okay. Okay, Jay, would you like to be Theo?
There are no Asians in this game. Yeah, sure. What the hell not? I'll be Theo.
Okay, I'll be Madeline.
Theo,
Oh,
you're awake.
Am I? I'm skeptical. I had a messed up nightmare.
Yeah, about that.
Wait. Oh, yep, it's all coming back to me now. That actually happened. Thanks for getting us out of there.
I'm glad we were in it together. I don't know if I could have done that alone.
Which one would you like to?
I mean, I don't actually know what's going on so far, so you're gonna have to. Clearly, this ain't a normal mountain. I don't know why I said ain't. There isn't.
You're breathing life into the character, Jay.
What's really going on here? No, I'm suddenly joining the southern accents.
I should have told you sooner. Back at the old ruins, a part of me escaped from a mirror. A part I'm not very proud of. I swear I dreamt it.
That face though.
You think the mountain made her real?
Theo's voice is very relaxing to do.
Yeah. She's been haunting me the whole time. She lashed out at Mr. Oshiro. I think she was the reason the gondola stalled out. Yes, but we've already had his part. And she was
We
there,
can go back.
in the temple.
Ellipses.
Didn't you say something? I wouldn't have gone into that temple if I knew what this mountain was capable of.
I tried to stop you.
You could have mentioned that your demonic doppelganger was on the loose.
Come on, Theo. You know how crazy this sounds. I didn't even believe myself.
Okay. I understand. Next time, just talk to me, though. I promise I'll believe you.
Okay.
I just want to make me talk more, got it. How long was I out for?
It must have been a few hours.
Man, what a ride.
Tell me about it. Are you okay?
I mean, aside from the existential crisis. Yeah, I'm fine.
Why is it so easy for you to trust me? Seriously, you barely know me.
Honestly? You remind me of my sister. Sweet home.
That's adorable. What's she like?
Oh, you'd love her. Actually, you might not get along at first. but you'd eventually love her. She's a literal rock star.
She's a musician? That's so cool.
Okay, she's not literally a literal rock star. Alex is just amazing at everything. She's studying to be a civil rights lawyer.
Wow. How do I remind you of her?
You both live so deep inside your own heads.
Oh,
Alex has this amazing internal compass. It's obvious that she'll get where she needs to be. I can see that in you too. I wish I could say the same for myself.
your sister sounds great. I really remind you of her?
Are you kidding me? You're the one who's dead set on climbing this mountain. And you don't even know why. That's classic Alex. I'm just teasing you. Why are you climbing the mountain anyways?
You're right. I don't even know why. I just had to get out of my head. I'm stuck in a cycle.
You're preaching to the choir here. I've had many a soul-destroying day job.
Same.
Work is fine, actually. I just...
Actually, have never had a job.
Same.
Madeline's all nothing a job.
Ellipses.
I'm going crazy. I can't stop thinking about dumb crap that doesn't matter.
My brain fixates on these stupid things that happened forever ago. I should be over them. None of it even matters.
Dude, when her face does that, it's like head pats.
I'm good at keeping up appearances, but the truth is I'm barely holding it together.
I'm sorry, that's pretty rough stuff. Quick question for like the continuation of this video. Do you want us to like pause on those points to talk about things like that?
I don't mind, genuinely. Yeah, Lucky doesn't mind
Well,
either.
Can I help?
I didn't hear what Jay said. My headset died. What did he ask?
He asked if it's
For
like cool
example-
to stop and
for
talk
example-
about something.
For example, like I think something like Madeline saying like, "Oh, I fixate on these things." I don't particularly know in the story what she's fixating on, but there are some things that, although people say it's easy just to like forgive and forget, there exist things that aren't easy enough to just to forgive and forget.
You're already helping. It feels good to say it out loud.
You don't talk to anyone about it?
No, not really. My mom knows I get depressed and have panic attacks. That's about it.
No wonder you feel trapped. How do you cope with anything?
I drink, mostly. And get mad at people on the internet.
Holy shit, same.
Material.
I feel attacked.
Dylan, which one?
Oh.
Choices.
What brought you to the mountain? The mountain.
How about you? What brought you to the mountain?
I'm just kind of bumming around. As usual. I started this new job in Seattle. I thought I finally knew what I was supposed to be doing with my life. But I hated it. So I quit after a week and hopped on a bus to Canada. I just felt this urge to get lost in the middle of nowhere. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I realize how flaky it sounds.
Sounds like you're under a lot of pressure.
Not really. Everyone is so patient. Though I guess I am putting a lot of pressure on myself. People always think that I'm comparing myself to Alex, but I swear that isn't the problem. I'm just worried they'll never figure out where I'm going.
You said you wanted to feel lost. Maybe you should just embrace that for now.
Maybe.
Adrian, which one?
1 second. Would you mind talking about what depression?
Alright.
Would you mind talking about what depression is like?
It sucks.
Yeah, but what does it feel like? Alex struggles with it too. Really want to understand. We can talk about something else if you want.
Depression is one of the hardest things to describe.
Because I feel like there's different kinds of depression.
Oh,
Well,
no,
actually,
certainly.
I usually simplify it to two, like medical depression, like one that's actually biologically wrong with you, and then one that's kind of socially created.
So like the chemical imbalances that most people, not most people, but like a lot of people have, like clinical depression.
Yeah.
And then there's just the depression that you get because of like extended periods of sadness that's just never really dealt with, and then it kind of just festers into something big, and you kind
I
of just
feel like
sit
a
there.
misunderstanding of these type of two often causes like the negative view of depression. Like if you have
Yeah.
depression, you're weak or something, and that's not true.
That's another thing.
Can I? Is it
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, go for it.
Of course, of course.
I've been like super sad before, right? It was back like in 8th grade or something. I don't know, I was just sad and I felt like alone. And I kept saying, it's like, oh, I'm depressed, oh, I'm so depressed. And then I was like, this isn't depression, I'm just sad. It's like, it didn't feel like it was worthy of saying that I'm depressed. Because all the things I was doing, I kind of just did to myself. Like, I was like, oh, no one talks to me. It's like, I could talk to someone. And I started to think like that. I was like, yeah, this isn't depression, I'm just being a sad piece of shit.
No, sorry, if I may interject,
Yeah.
but that is depression, but that's more of the social depression, not the clinical
Yeah.
chemical imbalance.
Yeah, I just want to know if it. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, but I just kind of told myself, it's like, it's not really depression. I'm just kind of down.
But then
Really?
again, yeah, well, it is depression. It's just there's, as Jay said, there's the two forms.
I guess I
I
just never thought like I deserve to call it depression. Because so many people would have such a much worse case.
That's
But
the thing,
I
though.
don't think that's how you should be like downplaying it. Like
Yeah.
you can have depression. It's like me saying that, you know, because I have a cold, but someone else could have like cancer. I shouldn't be worried about my cold.
Yeah.
No, I should treat not all equally, but I should still treat myself. It's like,
I feel like it was my way of trying to get over it. I was like, this isn't
that's
someone's
wonderful.
like clinically like prescribed like depression. This is something I could like get over. It's something to be like, oh, there's nothing.
and that's a really self-empowering thing. You're telling yourself like, I can do this, but like it's like telling someone who's actually just like inherently introverted and telling them, oh, you should just go and make friends. It's not like
Yeah.
just an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
So
It's like telling
actually,
someone who like recently broke up with someone that's like, oh, it gets better, just don't think about it. It's like,
yeah,
Just get over it.
why didn't I think of that?
it's fine to think that, and it's fine to think like, oh, it's like depression, but of course this doesn't mean that you should just go like advertising that you're depressed. That's them trying to like gain attention from it.
Yeah.
But like bringing it the concerned like figures like your parents, that isn't like asking for attention. That's could
That's
be
also
you
But then-
actually that could be
Again,
actually
like
you needing it.
a lot of people also like try and hide it from their parents and like everyone who's like really close to them. A lot of people will actually put on like a mask in a sense around everyone else, and then when it comes to like the late hours of night when they're all alone by themselves, they end up just breaking down. And I feel like it's because of all the people that are like, I'm not calling anyone out or anything, I'm just like saying it's like I feel like the people who are like who genuinely have these really deep feelings of like sadness and loneliness don't want to speak to anyone about it because they're scared of being told, hey, you're just looking for attention, it's fine, you'll get over it, you're not depressed, type of thing.
It's more like, it's hard to describe, but more towards I hate to use the term, but more towards boomers, they are more. Oh, depression is just sadness. You'll get over it. More modern, like it's becoming more normalized. People are understanding that it's a condition. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
People are beginning to understand, and knowledge is power when it comes to this sort of thing. If you can understand.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. Go for it.
I think the only downside the way I did was I did feel like I couldn't get help. Like I couldn't call for help because it felt like this isn't serious. I'll just get over it by myself. I mean, eventually I did, which was great. But there were definitely times where like I felt like just going to like a WhatsApp status and just being like help or like someone talk to me. And I see other people do that and I'm like, damn, they can do that. That's cool. And I just felt like I just couldn't. It was like a
I think that's
weird
just
way
about
about it.
you as sorry, but I think that's just about like you as a person though.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
just
It was.
your personality type is more like I don't say this to be mean, but I feel like you think that you're less. Where you really
Kinda.
shouldn't. Yeah. It's unfortunately inferiority complex is possible. It's a stretch, but I feel like you should more build yourself up because you're an amazing person and you deserve.
I know I'm valued. I know like I'm a cool person, I guess. But it's just like, still just like, huh?
No, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
So let's carry on with the show. It's like I'm at the bottom of the ocean and I can't see anything in any direction. It's claustrophobic, but I feel exposed. I remember feeling normal, but now it just feels out of reach, no matter what I try. Then again, I was probably always messed up. It just took something hurtful to bring it out. There must be something wrong with me.
Short interjection here. I think a very troublesome thing that comes with the word normal is that so many people try to strive to become normal. And I think like an article I read during like the Corona times, like how many people are struggling, like am I dealing with this correctly? It's like normal is something that isn't easy to achieve, and the fact is because what we view as normal is like what we see on social media. Like we think normal is having like a steady figure job, a happy family and stuff like that, and if you don't have this kind of stuff then you're not normal.
I don't think there is a way to be normal.
Yeah,
Everyone will have a different
because the
views on
idea
what
of
is.
normal is just what the majority agree is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
And
is
the
gonna
moment
sound
that kind of
this is gonna sound
Yeah.
dumb, but what's normal, what we consider normal, is what is being normalized. It's stupid to say, but it's true because what we see, as Jay said, being projected onto social media is what we are learned to think is normal. Even as a child, like I'll see on TV, these kids have a happy family. Nothing's wrong with their parents. Their parents love each other very much. There's no trouble. There's no storms in paradise. And we'll think that's normal. And we see these kids are happy, living their lives, going outside, playing sports. And we think that's normal. So when someone who isn't doing that begins to grow up and they begin to change into their own self, they begin to realize that maybe I'm not normal, and that can cause problems because then you think with this normality, you think that something's wrong with you, and you begin to think, how can I fix this? And that leads to a lot of self-esteem issues, a lot of self-doubt, that sort of thing.
If I might add something to that, like it's
Oh,
especially like,
psychology. Thank you.
it's especially like a big thing, not so much in primary school, because like if you think about primary school, primary school doesn't really impact anyone. Oh, I say that very callously, but
I
a lot
would
of
say
people-
that, yeah, that's like there's an asterisk to like when you say that.
some it affects people, but some people it doesn't affect, type of thing. If you get what I mean, like
I think that,
personal
I think
experience, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a bit different. I think that it comes to primary school, what happens in primary school forms your personality, and the friends you have in primary school kind of like form who you are. But those events weren't impactful on you because you weren't mature enough to realize that these events were big. So you're probably thinking like, oh, that hurt me, or oh, that felt really nice, and then your whole personality either might be influenced by this one event, and you will never remember that event ever again,
Yeah.
because you didn't have the maturity to think that this would be an event. Well, this is what happened now. It's something I should remember.
See, but like the thing is, right, from like personal experience is essentially where I was going, like where I was trying to tell from, right? Where essentially, like for me, my primary school career, majority of it's blur because like I just possibly a mental block because of some traumas, possibly just one of those things that like bad memory, I don't remember it. But whatever it may be, like my primary school career didn't affect me very much because the parts of my primary school career that I do remember is like parts of like anger and frustration. Like I used to be almost 100 times worse than what you guys see me on peak. Okay, like Jay, that time with that one rank game, that wasn't even a tip of the iceberg that I used to be. And like primary school was just like it was hard for me because I was in a town where it was like majority Afrikaans, and then being from an English house. It's like a thing of there's one English class per grade and then multiple Afrikaans classes. And I was in primary school. I was trying to be friends with like everybody. Like I didn't want to have like enemies, if you could say that.
I don't
In
think
like
any of us want to make enemies in any like of our younger social circles.
I think it's like the English people didn't like the Afrikaans people. The Afrikaans people didn't like the English people. And then I was like, but I'm both. Where do I fall in? Type of thing. So I ended up just like, yeah. So I ended up like, I still don't know how it happened, but I was like part of like the popular English group, and then like I was part of the not so popular nerdy group of the Afrikaans people, and then surprise, surprise, it was me a couple of years later following that path. Haha, hi guys.
Oh, it's so popular.
I just kind of eventually like blocked out most of my primary school career because like I used to be a dickhead, to say the least, and like I was constantly getting in fights. I mean, I got to know the principal because I was constantly in his office, and him and I would have chats randomly because I was always in his office. And like, yeah, and then eventually like high school me, I got a lot more reserved. I got more, I need to focus on like bettering myself, and then I got a lot more introverted, and I feel like I lost a lot. Like I lost out on a lot in high school because of that. Because like everyone was like going to parties and having fun, like, and then here's me, day in day out, kind of just like talking to my friends all over the world who, to be honest, I'm not really friends with, and then yeah.
I feel like
That includes you guys. I need to make that includes you.
I feel like there's a point in everyone's life where they drastically change, and then they're gonna look back onto it and go, maybe why did that happen? Like how like when you
definitely.
like I can't think of it, but like the point where like my life like changed, where like I could definitely tell like something within me changed was during my parents' divorce. It wasn't the best thing in the world, and like basically it was when I was like I was a kid, I was happy and everything was like fine, and then it happened. And it's like, oh fuck, now it's like the world is painful type of like thing. And it made me more reserved and not so like happy and free going, which is like I look back on it and I'm like, yeah, it's like when you would look back and like you became more introverted, you think how you didn't go to parties and stuff. Basically, is how I look back and be like, man, if it maybe wasn't so bad, maybe I'll be like have more emotions or something dumb like that. Basically, for like my thing is dumb.
I get where you're coming from. I mean, obviously, I haven't had the same experience. There's
Yeah,
nothing
but
that
everyone's
can
had that
compare. There's something, but not to that degree.
Yeah.
I make a suggestion about like the game-wise? 'Cause I don't think we want to just be recording the same screen the entire time. I think it's fine if you go through gameplay, because I think if you have something you want to talk about, you can stop on the text, because the voice acting will take some time too. Choosing through everything is going to take some time, so you can play the game in the background, and then we can talk on like things that pop
Yeah,
up
so you
way through.
just like play the game, let the dialogue go. We would just keep talking about stuff.
Yeah, like I can read fast, so I can like catch up with everything.
I guess that I could. I don't know. I'm just floating in this abyss, swimming in random directions, hoping that I find something. That's really why I'm here. But I can't escape myself. I'm literally fighting myself the entire way. Maybe this is all pointless.
Madeline, you just saved my life. That's not pointless.
Yeah.
Look, you're a good person. You're a little intense, but you're a good person. I think you're just trying to push out of that rut you're stuck in. And that's a totally legit reason to climb the mountain.
Maybe. That's helpful.
This part of you that's haunting you, maybe she comes with the territory.
So you think I'm stuck with her forever?
Well, she's stuck with you too.
That's not helpful.
If I'm correct, Madeline is supposed to like represent her logic, right? Like her pragmatic side.
It's more so, it is also her pragmatic side, the side that's, you know when you say like, I'm gonna do this, and your brain says, but you can't. You're incapable. There's always that part of you that's talking back. And that's more pragmatic
Yeah, I
and
guess,
negative.
yeah.
But it's also a manifestation of her anxiety and her depression and her anger. But let's just go through the first of these.
Yeah, we're taking a long time on these like dialogue plots. Who do you think built the temple?
It looks ancient. It must predate everything else on the mountain. The resort, the ruins, the city.
There's a lot of history here.
Yeah. This mountain has meant so many things to so many people. I'm starting to understand why that crazy old lady lives here.
You ran into her too? What's her deal?
I think she's just a mean person. But she does seem pretty content living out here. Thank you, Theo, for believing in me back there, I mean.
Believing in you was the easiest part. I wish I could have helped. I was pretty useless stuck in that thing.
He was in the crystal.
Yeah.
You actually helped a lot. Honestly, I couldn't have made it without your support.
My favorite part is you use the crystal because you have to carry it and throw it as a platforming tool. And there are some switches, and you can do it yourself, but if you throw him onto it, he gets dialogue and he's just like, hey, hey, I'm helping.
So you want to destroy this part of you? Won't that hurt you too?
If I don't, she's just gonna keep on bullying me. She says she's protecting me, but that's obviously not true.
Maybe she thinks she is. She could be some kind of twisted defense mechanism.
Honestly, who cares? She has so much control over me. I hate it.
Maybe you can learn to control her instead.
The feather helps a lot. Thanks for teaching me that.
Just one of my grandpa's many nuggets of wisdom.
Are you close to your grandpa?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's just how it is.
Just, guys, if this is getting a little too real, you can just say. Because Celeste does tug at a lot of heartstrings.
Yeah, it's fine.
All I can do is stay positive and live a meaningful life, because that's what he would want.
I'm so sorry, Theo.
Thanks.
What else did you learn from your grandpa?
So much stuff. Actually, he was the one who told me about Celeste Mountain. He always said that this place changed his life. After I quit my job in Seattle, I realized how close I was to it. I felt like it was telling me to come. Grandpa said the mountain was special.
Do you think he went through the temple, like us? Do you think he understood the power of the mountain?
He never talked about what happened here.
I doubt your grandpa was as messed up as me. His experience was probably less violent.
He found the mountain before I was born. I don't know what he was like before that. I wonder what he learned about himself here. Why not take a vacation instead?
What do you mean?
Dude, you need a change, so you chose to climb a mountain. Why not do something relaxing instead? Go to Hawaii, or like, take a bath.
I guess I feel like I need to accomplish something.
It sounds like you have enough on your plate already.
I guess it is kind of extreme. But that's how I am. I need something to challenge me. And I can't just do something a little bit. It's all of me or nothing.
I just want to make a comment about the game, actually. This final dialogue, for most of the time while you're doing all of this talking, it says, I should get some sleep. But then you get this, and it changes to,
You know what? I want to remember this night. Let's take a selfie.
I thought you'd never ask. Oh yeah, selfie though.
because
Theo does.
earlier in the game you took a selfie where Madeline was not ready and she was not confident in herself, and it's a shit selfie, really.
The younger generation's way of keeping memories. Let's take a selfie.
You know, despite everything, I feel pretty good right now.
Wait a second. You're going to reach the summit tomorrow.
Don't jinx it. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready to put this all behind me.
I'll be cheering you on. We should get some sleep.
Okay, good night, Theo. Thanks for being cool.
What can I say? You're welcome. It comes naturally.